Hi everybody, thanks for watching. This past 3.5 days, Lizzie and I had a few little boys with us. We were doing respite care for them. And on Saturday morning, we dropped them off. And one of the things that our foster training did not prepare us for was when we say goodbye to the kids. It is a little emotional. The kids were with us for not very long, but after we said goodbye and they drove off, I was crying. Lizzie and I were sitting in the car in the parking lot, and we were crying because the kids, they had an impact on us. It didn't matter that they were with us for 3 days, or it doesn't matter how long they're with us. We find that every child that stays with us makes an impact on us, and we like to think that we made an impact on them. You know, hopefully they remember the time that they had with us. We do know that because it is respite, these children are going back to loving foster homes, but it's still hard for us to say goodbye because those kids were with us for a couple of days. So as hard as it is to say goodbye to these kids, these children that stay with us, it does present us with an opportunity to make small improvements on our house. So here's a picture of our bookcase that we have in our living room. And as you can see on the bottom part, there is all of our board games, which some of the games are for kids, some aren't. They're more for teenagers or adults because of the complexity of them. But all of our games are down at the bottom. And in the case of when we had the 3 boys, they came in and I think right away they wanted to play with the board games. So they took them basically all out of the bookcase. Lizzie showed them the games that they could play, but the rest of them were just kind of strewn about all over the floor basically. So after the boys left, Lizzie and I, after we dropped them off, I should say, Lizzie and I were in the neighborhood of an IKEA. So we stopped off at IKEA and got a second bookshelf. And as you can see in this picture here, we set the bookshelf up and we put all of the more adult games, more complex games at the top, and we rearranged some of our books, and we created a lot of space down below for the kids, the children, to put their books and their stuff and their board games when they come. We are doing small improvements like that when we have the chance. So as hard as it is to say goodbye to these children, as we were dropping these 3 boys off, they, I guess, remembered a funny thing that happened on Friday morning. In every household, there are essential items that people have. And in this case, there's one item that we do not have in our house yet, and that is a toilet plunger. So Lizzie and I moved into our house in June, and that was 3 months ago, and we never really needed a plunger. We have one, I'm not sure where it is. I think it's at my dad's house in his garage, just because we haven't needed it. But Friday morning we did need it, so I got up earlier than I usually do because I wanted to get back into the routine of having breakfast in the mornings. And I had to use the bathroom, so I went and I noticed that the toilet was backed up. And at this point the boys were up already, so I was asking them, I was like, oh, what happened here? And then of course nobody knew anything, and they were just kind of saying, oh, I don't know, but it's broken. So I said, well, it's not broken, it's just needs to be unclogged. But we didn't have a plunger, so my morning was spent looking online on how to declog a toilet without a plunger. And for anybody out there who wants to know, all you do is, if you have access to dish soap, you just pour some dish soap down the toilet bowl and wait a couple of minutes, and then take a bucket of hot water and pour that in the bowl and whatever is clogging the toilet will just slide on through, and everything will just kind of go down. It worked. Surprisingly, it worked, so I was relieved. But that night, after I got home from work, we took a trip to Home Depot and we got a plunger. Something that we needed. But it's just kind of funny that the boys would remember that. It's something that they took away from their time with us, I guess. And there's a lot more stories like that. So it's just a funny story that the boys have and that we have that we can share with people, and that the boys, for whatever reason, chose to remember that. Anyways, like and subscribe if you want to see more, and we appreciate you viewing.